everybody? Coming at you with another video. Last time I spoke on faith and fear. This time I guess you would call this a part 2 to that, but it's more focused on fear and doubt. More specifically, how to overcome fear and doubt. Now, when it comes to fear and doubt, us as humans use that kind of as a safe space. You know, we kind of use it to deaden our expectations about if things gonna go right or not. You know, I know that was my outlook on things when I wasn't living for Christ. You know, I looked at the situation and prepared for the worst but hope for the best type of deal. And my outlook on a lot of things was super dark. But how to overcome the thoughts of fear and doubt, it takes courage and also obedience too. But courage nonetheless, because when you submit your life to God and you allow Him to send His Holy Spirit and it fills you up, yes, you have the option to be obedient or not, but when you choose to be obedient, it takes courage to carry out what He asks you to do. Like when He told me to pack up where I was at, where I was living, and move 10 hours away to a state I haven't been to since I was about maybe 8 years old. It took a lot of courage to do that, especially coming here by myself. I had to take a 10-hour road trip, and me and driving 2 hours usually too much for me, so I didn't think 10 hours was going to work for me. But God brought me through it. And, you know, to do it by myself took a lot of courage and a lot of faith, because, you know, I didn't know up from down when I came down to where I'm at now. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't have nobody to reach out to. So it was a lot of fear that came with that, and doubt, because I had all these negative factors coming at me from family, friends, you know, my own personal thoughts, you know, the enemy putting thoughts in my head, making me doubt if I even heard God right. But everything around me was screaming at me to get out of that environment. I didn't feel like I belonged there anymore. And for those, I know I've been speaking on courage, but for those who might need the definition, courage simply means the ability to do something that frightens one. And then another definition is strength in the face of pain or grief. As I stated before, I was terrified when I first got the feeling that God was calling me out of my comfort zone. And I was terrified to even think that, you know, I wouldn't be around family. I wouldn't have nobody to reach out to. If anything happened to me, I'm by myself. If I get into it with somebody, I'm by myself. I didn't think that things was going to go like, I knew that they were, but deep down it was still that feeling like anything could happen, you know. But I say these things to point not to my strength of character or anything like that, strictly God. You know, I'm pointing to make you understand that when you lean on God, when you put all your eggs in His basket, He will not let them break. He won't lead you astray. He won't turn His back on you. He'll be there with you every step of the way. Is it hard? Yeah. You get some rough patches, but is it worth it? Definitely. Because on the other side of that darkness that you go through when you're going through it, or that fire that you're stepping through when you're going through it, there's freedom. And only God can bring you to that type of freedom. So I don't know who that's for, but just know that you can lean on God if you're feeling that you don't got nowhere else to turn, because that's where I turned to when I ain't had nowhere else to turn. I ain't had emotional support. I ain't had nobody that cared. So I just told God that I need you. And that's so you could do the same. And he'll answer them prayers. He'll talk back to you. So that's all I gotta say, man. Love y'all.